The lettering looks fantastic. You all did a lovely job on that, and quite naturally just did what I was telling you to do, keeping those edges nice and sharp. And then filling in the middle with the irregular pieces. This one's a little bit angled. You see there's a pointy part sticking up. I can feel it with my finger.
Right.
So somebody may want to pop that up, just clean off the back of it and lay it back in flatter. And that'll make a difference both when you grout and when somebody rubs their leg up against it when they're walking by. The leaves look fantastic. That's great crazy paving. You'll find that you've got a little more option when you use more than just triangles. Cut some other shapes as well, and that'll. Yeah, you know, you could take a long triangle in the darker turquoise and fill that in. When it's filled in with grout, it'll just be a sort of darker area, and you will notice it. And then the next thing is the flow of the lines. And you can see here, that's a really nice flow. This is a really nice flow. This is fantastic coming up like that. We can see it here. In here, it does tend to sort of all
Stagnate.
stagnate. We maybe had a line coming like this that we lost track of. This line should be more squares, less little angular pieces to the extent that you can. And you just sort of keep track. This one's coming down this way a little bit, and that's because that's a lighter area, but you can take those light ones and just aim them off in the direction of the flow of the rest of it, and that'll yield that kind of horizontal linear flow that you want. But overall it really looks good, and you'll be so amazed when you add in the grout how it all comes together. And that medium gray grout will be just perfect for it because it'll blend and work with all the colors you've got in here.
Is there enough little glittery pieces in it to catch your eye?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
so
so.
shine. Yeah.
I think
No?
so. We
Okay.
purposely only got a few of the little glittery pieces just to give us some glints.
Right.
So I think we even decided how many per 7 or 8 per
No.
piece. So not very much. Not as much as you want to because they're pretty. But yeah, just enough to give us a little glint, something to catch your eye. Oh, here's one more thing I just noticed. Some of the pieces here went in upside down. You can see the little ridges. And you'll want to take a tweezer or something and pop those up and flip them over.
Right.
Because what will happen then is the grout will fill in those grooves and you'll end up without a nice flat finish. So that's something you want to pay attention to. It's really easy to happen because sometimes the back looks as flat as the front, but the top will have that really nice flat edge, whereas the back's a little bit more textured. And since we are grouting this, we want to pay attention.
I had a quick question. Is there any, some people are saying that they may be able to follow the flow, like if, say for example, I'm trying to work on a piece, if I could see it this way, is there any benefit to that or any tricks? Because sometimes when you hear, some people are finding it a little bit harder to follow.
Yeah. You could imagine it as vertical when you're sitting on the side, because otherwise everybody would have to be over at the end. So maybe just people for whom that's an issue, put them on the end. Because we all interpret it differently. We all have different techniques that are easier, harder. So you just sort of position yourself in a way that's comfortable for you. And just imagine this as upright rather than sideways, and that might help shift your perspective.
I think since we're going to have people each claim their little section, that helps. I think before maybe we had 2 people working on a Yeah, so, okay, cool.
Another thing I've seen work really well is shifting every now and then. You know, take a half an hour here and then go over there and work on some leaves, just to give yourself a shift in perspective. You know, if you really, really, really like the one way or another, don't do that. But otherwise, it can give you sort of a fresh eye, and that's really a good thing to do. It also creates more consistency across the piece because we all have different styles. You'll notice a variety of styles in this one piece, and you know, even beginners have their own particular style, the way you lay things out. You know, these pieces are a little further apart than these pieces, and by switching here and there, then we'll all sort of balance that out so it works.
Right.
Because we want it to reflect our individuality.
Right.
But if we do it in a balanced way,
Integrated kind of way. Right?
yeah, then it all works together as a whole, and it looks like you're meant to do it that way.
Just
And that's
above,
really, really
just
cool.
above the end, I see some larger pieces in there. Should those be avoided, or?
The larger pieces are actually okay, again, as long as we balance them. Here's some larger pieces too that are working. And here are some, oops, I'll have to check this.
Yeah, there's some.
There's some thinner pieces. Again, the thinner pieces are just fine, just balance them out here, there, over there, and the next one, so that there's some consistency. In that way, we embrace everybody's unique style, which is part of the...
I actually say aesthetically that the sizes and the spacings are slightly different works on the water, because water is patterned even when it's seemingly single color.
Yeah, right. That's true. That's a very good point. So, yeah, that's not something we need to fix. It's something that makes it really beautiful and perfect with the whole group.
It almost looks like somebody threw a rock right here where
Yeah,
the
yeah.
different patterns.
So, yeah, we should just embrace
Right.
however it goes down,
Like a
knowing that
ripple
we're
effect. Yeah.
creating a general flow,
Yeah.
and then in the grand scheme, it'll all work.
Right.
Yeah, in a pool, we'd have some little irregularities where the branches are sticking out, causing things to go off in another direction.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Great.
Alright.
Wonderful.
So after we fix those pieces, should we do the vinegar to get those?
Oh yeah, you can do
More
that. That can be a
once it
job
dries.
for somebody. Just have some vinegar, maybe on a toothbrush or a Q-tip,
Q-tip.
and
Clean this
just
Okay.
and a little palette knife or something
Okay.
to just scrape it up.
Do we want to do that sooner than later, or can we do it when we're done all the pieces?
If somebody wants a different kind of a job,
Okay, but we don't
they
have
could do it
to.
now. No, you don't have to.
Okay, that's
You
what
can
I was
even, here's another cool thing, you can even wait until grouting day, and the sand in the grout will polish off a good bit of that, and then you just have a little bit of scraping to do. Because the
You're
disadvantage is you'll be outside on the bridge.
Right.
So the more you can do beforehand, the easier that'll be.
Yeah. Well, and plus it seems like having it here would help if there's any loose pieces. It'd be easier to fix
Right.
it here
Yeah,
than to
'cause
fix
I was-
it on the
I
bridge.
touched something and something fell off.
Yeah.
So yeah, checking that out ahead of time is
Yeah.
really a good idea, because when you're adhering it outside on the bridge, there's traffic, that kind of thing is going to be annoying rather than easy to fix.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.